Since you clicked on this video, that means you were looking for the best jump shots for your builds in 2K25. In this video, I'm gonna show you some of the best jump shots for small guards and big guards, lockdowns, and even some jump shots for my centers. In this game, I shoot over 50% from the 3-point line, and if you play 2K25, you know that's not something super easy to do unless you got a Zen or a Titan, and I've been able to shoot at that high of a percentage using these jump shots I'm gonna show you in this video. So make sure you watch this video all the way through because you don't wanna miss anything. All right, these first few jump shots I'm gonna show you are gonna be for my smaller guards or my locks that are under 6'4", that's gonna be spotting up in the corner. Both can use these jump shots depending on what your mid-range or 3-point rating is. So this first one we're gonna go with is Cameron Thomas base. This is my main jump shot that I've been using here recently. We're gonna go Cam Thomas base. Release one's gonna be Steph Curry at 30%, and then release two is gonna be Oscar Robertson at 70%. And as you can see, my visual cue is all the way at release. Me personally, I think that's the easiest way to time your jump shot. I know some people go about 8 ticks between this and 9 ticks between that. I feel like that's just too confusing. So I just put it all the way at the end to release. And then for my release speed, I'm always going with 3 out of 4 release speed. This right here allows you to have a little bit higher green window than if you were to go 4 out of 4. So go ahead and put that at 3/4. And the jump shot is super smooth. It's one of my favorite jump shots right here I've been using recently. I was using Steve Francis for a little bit, but then I switched back to Cameron Thomas, and it's just, I feel like it's way smoother. It's easier to time. I don't think it's as fast as Steve Francis, but it's definitely a good consistent jump shot to go with. Not to say that Steve Francis isn't good or anything like that, but I think that Cam Thomas is a little bit more consistent when it comes to timing a jump shot and then seeing that visual cue, because the visual cue is everything in this game. Your jump shot time is going to change depending if somebody's in front of you, if somebody's not in front of you, if you're tired, if you're not tired. And I think this jump shot has a very, very good visual cue, and it's mainly because of the upper releases, but the base does play a factor when it comes to your visual cue. But if you don't like this jump shot, let's get into this next one. All right, now to this next jump shot. Our base is going to be Patrick Mills, aka Patty Mills, and I didn't mention this before, but that last jump shot I showed you, if you're not started for and you haven't unlocked Patty Mills, you can go ahead and throw that jump shot on for sure, because you won't be able to get this one right here. But if you have hit starter 4 yet and you unlocked all the new animations that are locked behind starter 4, you can get Patty Mills. It won't have the same upper releases. You're going to go 30% Steph Curry, 70% Oscar Robertson. Release speed is going to be 3 out of 4 release speed, and then your visual cue is going to be set to release as well. All right, this Patty Mills jump shot I think is a little bit faster than Cameron Thomas, and he jumps off the ground a little bit more, so you get less of a contest. But me personally, I think it's harder to time consistently than that Cameron Thomas based jump shot. But with that said, it is a good jump shot. You can't go wrong with it if you want to throw it on. Some people are going to be better with this jump shot than they are with the Cameron Thomas base. I think it just depends on the person and honestly what kind of day you have it, because you might be hitting with one and then you can switch to the other one, you be hitting with that, vice versa. But this is also another elite jump shot. Majority of the top guards in this game are going to be using Patty Mills, if not Cameron Thomas. So you can't go wrong with this jump shot. Go ahead and try it on. Now this jumper right here is Old Faithful. This is the first jump shot base that I used when the game came out, and I think this is the smoothest, most consistent, more consistent than Cam Thomas, but it is slower than Cam Thomas, and that's why I don't use it, because you really just got to be wide open. That's how slow the jump shot is. You can see in the animation right there, the way he jumps off the ground is super slow. Well, slower than the other 2 jump shots I just showed you. But you want to go release speed 3/4, and then your visual cue is going to be released with the same upper releases, 30% Steph Curry and 70% Oscar Robertson. And as you can see while I'm shooting around, this jump shot is visually a whole lot slower. And even in the controller, when I'm holding down the button, it takes forever for him to get into his jump shot, into his animation. And if somebody's guarding you, if you're being guarded by a good lock, a top block, you playing the stage, whatever it may be, or even in the files pro-am, it's going to be hard to get this jump shot off. But it is very consistent because it's slower and it's easier to see that shot cue. It's not a bad shot if you're just not getting on the game, if you haven't got adjusted yet to the game speed of Cameron Thomas or Patty Mills. Go ahead and throw on Kyrie Irving. This right here, when the game first came out, I was shooting like 30% from the 3-point line. I put this on and I went right up to like 40-45%. It will raise your 3-point percentage pretty quickly just because it's easy to time, but it's gonna be harder to get your shot off, especially with how good locks are now in January. This jump shot is gonna be kind of hard to get off. You're gonna be depending on being wide open when you're using this jumper. But with that being said, I think it is the most consistent jump shot base for guards that are under 6'4" in this game. Whether you are spotting up in the corner on the lockdown build, it's under 6'4" and under, or if you're using the main guard. Now moving over to my taller builds, and this jump shot right here is the main jump shot I've been using on my 6'6" guard. If you have a lockdown that's over 6'5", you can also use this jump shot as well. It's not just for guards that are over 6'5", also lockdowns. They have the rating to unlock this jumper. Your base, you're gonna go with Kyle Korver. Release 1's gonna be Oscar, release 2's gonna be Oscar. So the blending doesn't matter because both of the upper releases are the same. And then for your visual cue, we're gonna go with release as well. And for my taller builds, I like to go a little bit faster on the release speed. You do get a bigger green window with that 3/4 4 speed, but I think that it is a lot easier for me to time visually whenever I'm using 4 out of 4 release speed on my taller guards. So this Kyle Korver base is a little bit faster. He doesn't jump off the ground too much. So if you want a quick jump shot to get off, you're not worried about shooting over people too much, which you can shoot over people with this jump shot, but there are other jump shots that I'm gonna show you that allow you to get more elevation off the ground and be able to shoot over people more consistently. But this is a very good, consistent jump shot. I shoot at a high clip with it. I play the 1s on this build. I play 2s. I play 3s. No matter what game mode it is, you're gonna be able to get jumpers off with this jump shot. It's super consistent, pretty quick for a taller build, and you can't go wrong with it. Okay, this next jump shot is a little bit slower and it requires a little bit lower rating to get. It's gonna be base Jared Culver, release 1 Oscar and release 2 Oscar. Your visual cue is gonna be a release, and then your release speed is also gonna be 4 out of 4. And you can see down below at the bottom right, you need a mid-range of 84 or a 3-pointer of 84. So more people will be able to get this jump shot. Then we're able to get that Kyle Korver jump shot, and that's not a bad thing at all. All right, so this Jared Culver jump shot, he gets a little bit higher off the ground, so it allows you to be able to make more contested shots with this jumper. It's super smooth, very consistent, very easy jump shot to time. And again, with those upper releases, the visual cue is very obvious with that Oscar to Oscar. You know exactly when to release a jump shot when it gets up to his forehead. But I put a whole bunch of shots up with this jumper. I've shot very consistent, or as consistent as 2K will allow you to shoot in this game, because as you know, the RNG is crazy this year. But this jump shot is very good jump shot. It's a little bit slower than the Kyle Korver, so it's a little easier to time, I think. But both were easy to time. This right here, I might see a little bit more of my lockdown spotting up with that lower 3 ball, using this with the 84 3 ball, or you can change the upper releases and it will require a lower 3 ball. It just depends on what releases you have on. But this Jared Culver base jump shot is one of my favorites. Definitely top 2 jump shots for my taller builds. All right, this jumper right here, I won't tell you I put up a whole bunch of shots with it because I haven't. I've just been seeing it buzz around, and a lot of people have been recommending it, so I had to throw it into this video in case you didn't like the other 2 jumpers. You can go ahead and try this one. It's going to be Matt Ryan base, release 1 Oscar, release 2 Oscar. I like both of those for my taller builds. I feel like the visual cue is very easy to see. And then for my visual cue, again, we're going to release, and then release speed 4 out of 4. And for this jump shot, you need a mid-range of an 86 and a 3-pointer of an 86. I'm gonna come out here and shoot around for a little bit. As you can see, it's got a pretty good animation in it. He gets off the ground a decent amount. Right now, it feels a little bit quicker. It feels like it's in between Jared Culver and the Kyle Korver base when it comes to speed. So pretty smooth jump shots. Seems pretty easy to time. I think that coming off the dribble, it would be a very good jump shot. I don't know if y'all know, this season, the SGA dribble style got dropped. So dribble style now for tall guards, we finally got one. And this jumper right here, it seems pretty smooth. Seems like a good, decent jump shot to throw on. If you don't like the other 2, you can go with this one. I haven't played too many games with it, but I have been seeing it buzzing around the community a little bit. A lot of people recommending it. So if you don't like the other 2, like I said, go ahead and try this one out. All right, and don't think I forgot my footers, but I got a couple of jump shots for y'all as well. And I say footers, but 16 and above can use these jumpers. So this first one's gonna be base Jonathan Isaac, release 1 Kevin Durant, and release 2 Marcus Morris Sr. As you can see, Kevin Durant's at 45%, and then Marcus Morris is at 55%. Release visual cue, and then your release speed is gonna be 3 out of 4. I don't know why I went 3 out of 4 on this jump shot, but it felt better to go that route, and it feels a lot smoother for me. As you can see, you need an 84 mid-range and an 84 3-point shot. This jump shot right here is very good visual cue. It is a little bit slower jump shot. You don't release the ball till it gets kind of almost to the top of his head. You can see the flick, you see right there, I released it way too early. It's a little bit slower jump shot. You want to hold it down for a good amount of time. I don't really play on these taller builds right now, so I'm bricking. But this jump shot is very good. You just got to hold it down for a long time. And I've been shooting on those other builds with quicker releases, so it's kind of hard to time this one. But again, it's a very good jump shot. He gets off the ground, decent amount. As you can see, it's smooth. You want to hold the shoot button until it gets to about the top of his head and then release it. Very easy jump shot to get used to. Very consistent, very smooth. All right, this jump shot is for those builds that have a little bit lower 3-pointer. As you can see, we're gonna go with base Andre Drummond. Same upper releases, same release speed, same visual cue, but I know some of y'all gonna have a lower 3-pointer ratings, so I went with the jumper that requires a 69 mid-range or a 69 3-pointer. The visual cue in this jump shot is pretty similar to the last one, but I think that the release point is a little bit faster because he jumps off the ground faster than the last one I showed you. So once you get adjusted to that fast release timing, and it's weird that all you need is a 69 3-pointer and a 60 or 69 mid-range, and you actually get a faster jump shot. And this one's pretty smooth as well. It's just a little bit harder to time because he does release the ball a little bit faster than that last one. So you want to make sure you get some shots in with it just so you can get accustomed with it and get used to it. But it is definitely a good jump shot for those who have lower 3-point ratings or lower mid-range. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new, sub up. And also check out this video where I give you the top 5 builds in NBA 2K25.